All right, I'm gonna switch this over. Perfect. Hey everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. My name is D'Angelo. Welcome to my channel. This is mandatory fun time where we go ahead and take a TTRPG system and play three sessions of it, and it's sort of a mini campaign with some amazing people. And tonight is Vampire the Masquerade, and this is our third session. So before I get into sort of more details about everything, let's go ahead and go around the room and have everyone introduce themselves. We're going to start off with Nightshade Grim.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nightshade Grim or Jill, whichever you prefer. I am a Twitch streamer and I mostly play a lot of FPS shooters. And my character on this episode is Vera.
Amazing. And then going over to Chance 47.
Hi everyone, I am Benji. You can find me online at Chance47, and tonight I'll be playing your Ministry PR Maven Blue.
Incredible. And then going over to Ryan Omega.
Hi, I'm Ryan Omega, pronouns he, him, Lincoln is any, and I am playing DJ Lincoln Zelda, your out-of-the-box venture into DJ music stuff and has money.
Amazing. And then the Low Zelda.
I'm Jen. I'm the _Low Zelda on all corners of internet, also Long Dog Dice and more corners of the internet. And I am playing Liz tonight, who's like totally chill and everything's fine.
Pacifist, some would say.
Yeah.
Yep. Amazing. So once
Very
again,
level-headed.
we are playing Vampire the Masquerade. Bam. This, as all a bunch of vampires in Phoenix, at nighttime and everything, as unbeknownst to humans, there is a whole bunch of chaos that is happening. Now, I do want to let everyone know that tonight is actually a very special night. You could probably see it if you're looking on, Twitch and everything, that there is a donation sort of like area for charity. We're raising money for Doctors Without Borders, trying to raise $200, and for contributing to such a wonderful cause, you will be able to affect the game in a number of ways by offering rerolls, healing damage from the sort of players, increasing or decreasing their hunger, completely just having an auto success, in something. Or you can make enter TPK mode where things get immensely more difficult. All the sort of difficulty checks get increased and everything. Damage hits harder, all that good fun stuff. And of course, if you want to be nice, you can go ahead and donate $100 to straight up help the homies, where it's the opposite effect, where the difficulty gets lowered and everything gets a little bit nicer for them and things, go their way. It's great. So if you feel so inclined to want to help out a great cause and also cause chaos within this game, you can feel free to try and sort of contribute. You should see the donations sort of area, and you should be able to click it, and then it'll take you to the place on Twitch to be able to send off all that sort of information and everything. So in our story right now, what's happening, thank you, what's happening at this time is that you guys are on your sort of like last gig. You've messed up in the past, you've been disgraced, you've been the talk of the town, and not the very nice way. All you had to do was take care of the Princess Cat while she was out of town, and unfortunately one thing led to another, and it got away. Sir Fluffybottom ended up escaping, and a group of like kindred had to go and find it, as all of them were scattered to the throughout Phoenix trying to find this cat. So for the past 6 months, you guys have been working hard to restore your honor and the respect within the territory by doing odd jobs, some complex, some simple, for the sheriff and anyone sort of who needs you. And finally, you had your last sort of gig, and you were going to, restore your honor. Everything's going to be great and all that kind of stuff. And all you had to do was bring a package, a gift, for another kindred, for her sort of, birthday and everything. And it was a personal friend of the sheriff. And sure enough, you did so. You found her. You gave it to her. She was a Toreador elder. It seemed to be kind of problematic. A lot of drama with her, kind of floats around and everything, apparently. But that was neither here nor there as you went ahead and gave her this package. And after you did so, you ended up blacking out and waking up covered in sort of blood and sort of vitae. And you freaked out because you looked at your body and you clearly saw that you were like destroying things. You had like, you know, blood covered all over you. You had the gift that you gave her like crumpled in your hands, and you had no idea what was happening, and you had lost like an hour and a half or 2 hours of your life. As you were getting, your phone was blowing up with a bunch of calls from the sheriff saying like, you need to turn yourselves in. You know, there's a lot of accusations being thrown around. We need to see you immediately. And at the same time, you got a mysterious sort of like message saying like, hey, you're not at fault here. I know what's sort of happening to you. You're being played. You know, meet me and I'll try to clear your name and figure this out and everything. So you took a gamble, stepping away from, you know, the sheriff and the deputies and all that, because you know it would be final death, because you have no evidence and a lot of damning sort of like, you know, situations all over you. So you took this gamble and trusted this woman named Diana, who had told you that like she owes a lot of people, something is getting weird here, and they need you to like go with her to be able to clear your memory and figure out what all is happening here. As you went ahead and did so, you ended up meeting the Anarchs over on the other side of town. You know, met an ex-lover too, and maybe it became current lover by the name of Princess and all that kind of stuff. And through trials and tribulations, you proved yourself to them. And met the Baron, and they gave you access to their sort of like Tremere to be able to help do this ritual where you poured inside of your mind and looked to find what exactly has been happening to you. Why are you blacking out like this? And is this the first time, or what's going on here? And sure enough, in doing so, you found out that without your permission, without your consent or anything like that, you had been drinking the blood of this Toreador elder for like months now. And in doing so, you've accidentally become bloodbound to her, meaning that she can control you, command you in any way, shape, or form, and you cannot resist. And you've apparently been taught to just completely black out and sort of forget what's sort of, you know, happening and everything with this potency of her sort of blood. So sure enough, with that information, you were about to go and turn yourselves in to be able to let, you know, the Camarilla know exactly what was happening. You're innocent. You've been played. She constructed all of this. She's alive, and she's currently going to leave to the airport to go and get out of here. She's faked her death, and she's cleared her debts, and she's going to go ahead and, like, you know, start a new life somewhere. So as you were waking up, you found that the compound that you were in was getting raided by hunters that were quite skilled, and you had to get out of there as fast as possible. And sure enough, in getting out of there, you found that you were able to evade the hunters, but you were not able to evade some of the most powerful hounds of the prince, who are the special agents of the ruler of the sort of Camarilla territory. And you found that their strength was immense. And although you could like maybe match their strength for, you know, a moment, maybe two, you can't match all of their sort of strength of their, you know, coterie and all that kind of stuff. And you've like submitted to be able to face the court of sort of Phoenix. And that's where our story will actually begin here. As you guys arrive at this Elysium, this vampire party, very much like a polar opposite of the Anarch party, where it was very like grungy. Everyone was sort of like, you know, together as equals and all that kind of stuff. And this is like more of a high society situation where everyone's dressed to the nines, Met Gala status and everything. They're all gossiping and murmuring and scheming in their own sort of ways to try to get ahead, you know, in the social ladder of this territory. And you guys are brought in by the hounds and everything. And along the way, you know, you did tell them like, hey, we're innocent. We have like proof. We swear. And they're like, okay, cool. Well, you're going to get trial. You know, we're not going to kill you right now. You're going to get to face the court and be able to tell, you know, everything you like to the leaders of this territory to see if you can clear your name. You know, it doesn't matter what my opinion is. It matters what their opinions are. So like, if you really are innocent, you got to prove it to them essentially. Now, I will give you the opportunity before I throw you in front of the court of sort of Phoenix. And by the way, these are the only people that can like give you final death. So just to make that very clear. Before you get here, we'll say that you're in this unmarked black SUV arriving to the actual sort of venue where this party is being held. Do you want to ask any questions to these hounds of the prince, which you know is this like Simon Mitchell, so good looking. And then and his fellow coterie members, competent, but no need to name them right now.
If nobody else has anything, I think I have probably at some point during this car ride I was like, the biggest piece of evidence we have is that she's alive and she's gonna leave soon. Well, make a phone. Can you send literally anyone there to try to like get her?
Sure. And yeah, so during this ride, as you're like telling this to them, they're like, yeah, we'll make a few phone calls. We'll have some operatives go out to the airport just to be able to check this out, which thankfully last session you did have a scene where you did call into your sort of contacts to be able to slow down any outgoing, flights, specifically in their private sort of sector and all that kind of stuff. And it seems to have been working, it seems to the best of your knowledge at least, but you've lost some time as you are being dragged to the court of sort of Phoenix. And they agree and go like, oh, that's the best we can offer you, and like, good luck, as they kind of tell you as they haul you into this Elysium. The sea parts of all these kindred, as everyone begins to murmur and sort of like, gawk at you guys, being like, oh my god, like those are the ones who lost the Princess Cat. Like, I can't believe they didn't get the final death that night. They're absolutely going to die this night and everything. And with you is you four, along with Princess and along with Diana as well, who's been like, helping you this entire time. And sure enough, you walk through this crowd and you see that the prince is there, as she's like talking with some other people, just like chatting about stuff. She's like, oh, excuse me, I have to take care of this. As she turns around and you see Prince Vargas and all of her sort of like power and sort of glory here. A very like feminine sort of figure, but one that showcases a lot of strength. There's definitely shoulder pads. And you see that there are the Primogen as well. These Primogen are the leaders of your clans, essentially. The Nosferatu, the, Ventru, the Tremere, Toreador, all that sort of stuff. No Bruja, clan leaders, or no Ministry and all that. So, and Malkavian clan leader as well. So, you see them all, and everyone sort of goes silent as the prince sees you guys. As she's like taking a drink, as she holds up a hand to be able to like, pause everything so she can take her sip. And she goes, oh, good evening. I've heard you guys have caused quite a bit of a ruckus this evening. As she kind of gives you a little bit of a smile, and you definitely can tell when Ventru smiles at you like that, things are probably bad for you. As she goes like, Lincoln, I expected better from you. As she gives a heavy sigh.
Listen, we wouldn't give ourselves willingly to see you if we weren't completely sure that we were innocent and could explain what is going on. And you are completely rational for inviting us to talk about this. My big concern right now is that the suspect in question is on her way to the airport, and we have talked to he doesn't want to use the word hounds, goes your attaché, to make sure that she is detained from leaving. Once we make sure that she is detained, then we'll get some answers. But if we don't have her, then we don't have anything, and we don't even have the truth.
Sure, yeah. So you say this to her in like a sort of hurried manner as you're in sort of shackles a little bit, just to try to hinder you as much as possible, as the hounds are sort of like behind you and everything. And she goes, yes, it's not your fault. None of this is sort of your fault. I totally understand that. That is why. Can you please recount? I'm sorry, Sheriff, what happened? As the Sheriff Arizo is there, goes like, the crimes that you guys are being accused of sort of for this evening. Is resisting sort of arrest, assaulting, deputies of the sort of sheriff, being able to, do a couple of masquerade breaches in different sort of areas, and everything, and the murder of another kindred within the territory without explicit permission from the prince. And she goes, yes, that's quite a long list.
Alleged.
Alleged. I'm so sorry. Yes.
Alleged murder. You have not found a body, and isn't that suspicious?
As you kind of like say, he's like, that is so correct. That is right. And what proof do you have of your claims of innocence? As she offers it to you, she kind of like projects so that way everyone can hear, so everyone's a witness to this, so they all know that like this is a fair trial. Like I'm gonna listen to you guys. Show me where the proof is, you know, because you're still. And then she also asks, like, please, you know, Primogen, would you go ahead and examine the blood vitae on their clothing and tell us if it is blood, if it is whatever the case might be, and all that kind of stuff. And they go up and they kind of like take a finger and kind of scrape it and kind of like put it and then kind of drink it. Like it's vitae, it's a vampire blood. And it goes, interesting. As she kind of like drinks her blood wine. He goes like, please go on with your any sort of like explanation at all or anything like this.
Your Royal Highness, Prince Vargas, tell me, do you hold the Tremere in high esteem?
She goes, oh, absolutely. As she kind of looks to the Primogen.
Yes, we, while working with Tremere, discovered that we have been unwitting dupes in Melissa Hart's plan for quite some time. She has been blood bonding us against our will for a very long period of time in order to fake her death to abscond to South America, where I'm sure she will continue to find a way to be a thorn in your very side, unless we can stop her at the airport this very instant.
Sure.
You have Tremeres you trust. Perhaps they could pull these memories from us, thereby proving that we are not lying.
Amazing. So at this time you go ahead and say this to them, and they go like, well, you know, a counter question, why did you not trust in our own Tremere? Why did you have to go to these unnamed Tremere that are not from our, you know, organization that you have sworn allegiance to, by the way? And he goes like, where are they? Are any of them in audience tonight? Because if they are, let them speak freely, and you know, and kind of calls out to this.
That is an excellent question.
So at this time she goes like, as she allows you to talk and everything like that, as she takes another drink from her sort of blood wine and begins to, like, you know, motion her sort of hand, and sure enough you see the executioner come with a very large sort of ornate blade that she this woman is about like 4'9", and she uses a nail to like peel the metal on the blade to be able to, like, you know, sharpen it, which, you know, is the one who deals the final death here. And you see that Diana passes out at this time as she goes into sort of a she goes into like a premonition situation as immediately she just like knocks out, and the hounds kind of like pick her up and sort of like you know, have her there, and goes like, please, you know, continue, as she allows you to sort of speak.
Let's be honest here, okay? We failed you once. We fucked up with the cat. We know that. And we have been doing everything we can in order to get back in the good graces, first and foremost of you, but the Camarilla as a whole. When we awoke in the Mystery Machine, we knew that there was a problem that we had to solve, and we did not want to burden you, burden your hounds, burden your scourges. So we decided to handle this problem ourselves, using available resources to us.
What are the pieces of paper? Here?
So in this time, she looks to you and go to give me a charisma and persuasion roll. You need 5 successes to succeed here. As at this time, Diana wakes up from her sort of premonition and sort of looks over to you, Liz, and you guys can all sort of hear her and all that kind of stuff. As she goes like, do you know how to fly a plane?
Once it's in the air, yes.
She goes like, okay, you're gonna need that tonight. As she looks very like haunting, you know, at the scene, and she goes like, don't worry, you guys are gonna make it out of here. As she gives you like a nod and everything.
7 successes.
Okay, with 7 successes. So you go ahead and say this, sort of to the prince and everything like that, and try to like, scramble anything you can say and all that kind of stuff. And she goes, huh, interesting. As she goes, all right, well, let me consider this really quick, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and deal out at least one of my rulings as I kind of consider this. As she kind of like paces back and forth, and then kind of goes like, I'm not convinced. As she goes, this has been a lot. You've wasted our resources. You wasted our time. If you turned yourselves in, maybe this would be a different story. But at the same time, everyone sort of makes their own choices. So I let it be known, as she kind of like calls out to sort of everyone. This is what happens if you swear allegiance to us and don't turn yourselves in. These kindred have been found with a lot of sort of evidence against them. They literally have it on their sort of being. There is no proof of their sort of claims that we have, can grasp at all here and everything like that. As Princess does lean over to like try to be next to you, Vera, and like as she doesn't know what's gonna happen, she goes like, I can't believe I'm gonna die in camp territory. As she tells you this. And anything you'd like to say, Vera, before? Muted. You're good.
I double muted for some reason. Okay, I'm not gonna let that happen. You're not dying here today. If it's the last thing I do, we'll get out of this. I promise. And if I don't, you will.
Okay. And then perfect. She says that, and then she like cries tears of blood as she kind of like nods and everything like that. And you see that Diana kind of looks to you, Liz, and goes like, you need to fly the plane. Like you need to fly the plane. As she just kind of says again, and she goes, and you hear the prince snap her fingers, and she's like, you need to fly the plane, and suddenly her head is separated from her body, and lolls on the floor as her body turns to sort of ash at this point. And everyone sort of gasps in delight, in horror, in awe at this and all that kind of stuff. And she goes, all right, would any of you like to offer any sort of final words or sort of sentiments here before we dish out the sort of final death? As she says this, and you guys are probably mouth agape looking at this. Your only ally for this evening got involved because she didn't feel like it was right that you guys could get pulled into this mess and killed for Melissa's sort of betrayal and all that kind of stuff. And at this time, there's an associate that goes up to the sort of prince and kind of whispers in her ear. And she goes, oh, one moment, sorry. As the executioner is like wiping the blade of Vitae as she looks to Liz, getting ready to like swing it, but stops, as the prince has not given permission yet and everything. And she talks, and he goes like, oh, Baron, it's good to talk to you. Like, how have you been? And like, okay, cool, yeah. Oh, interesting, huh? And you're sure? You're okay? All right, understood. Okay, cool. Yeah, have a great time. As she kind of like hangs up the phone and goes, all right, well, that was the Baron and all that kind of stuff. He backs up your sort of claim, says that you were there, this evening to help him out. He owes you a boon and has asked a personal favor of me to be able to pardon you this evening. Apparently his Tremere got to see glimpses of what you guys experienced and can confirm what you guys have sort of been through. And she kind of looks to the dead body of Diana and goes like, dang, just if only a few seconds more. As she goes, well, you guys are all officially pardoned here. Please get them up, get some bloodline, please. These are innocent kindred here. As they immediately sort of like undo your chains and bring you sort of blood wine, which you can consume, which will take away a point of hunger and all this. And he goes like, Sheriff, could you please get them some armaments or what have you? Apparently you guys have a plane to catch. There is one who has betrayed sort of like our organization. You guys have been wrongfully framed, and they have to be marked for the final death this evening. I would have preferred them to be face trial in my court for everyone to sort of see. But if you need to offer the final death and there's no other option to do it there, you can sort of do so. As a baby appears, and so
hello.
Yeah, so at this time, you guys go from like 60 to 0 essentially. As you were about to face the final death, you saw a kindred die before your sort of eyes, and their ashes literally there at your feet, and everything. And now you're being given the finest blood wine you probably ever drank in your entire life, and the sheriff like looks over to you guys and was like, I am so sorry that you guys had to go through this. I had no idea that she was going to do this or anything like this. As the prince kind of like just give her a simple task of like, go and find this Melissa Hart and take her down, you know, bring her to me if you have to, use whatever lethal force you have, pick your deputies, all that kind of stuff, and go out. You have all the resources at your disposal. And the sheriff is like, all right, well, let's walk and talk, as she gets, you know, blood bags, blood wine, and gets you guys into SUVs to be able to head out. Comments, thoughts?
As the sheriff is accompanying us walking out, I have a hand on their shoulder that is gripped just a little bit more than it needs to be. Be like, do you understand why we didn't immediately return now?
And
we had even less.
Yeah, she looks to you and goes like as official like representation of the law enforcement within this sort of territory, I, you know, can't agree with your decision, but personally, unofficially, I agree with you sort of running, because the prince is very
unhinged.
There are words that I would use that I dare not to, especially sort of here, as the prince immediately, like nothing ever happened, goes back to drinking and sort of laughing and telling a joke and all that kind of stuff, as everyone just goes back to their high society sort of like shenanigans. As you guys, the humble sort of workers in this territory, who went through hell and back, has just been pardoned, and are now being brought into going to, you know, face this situation. Anything else you'd like to say as you get into these SUVs, as the deputies have body armor, weapons, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
I'm specifically getting into not the driver's seat. It's like somebody else is gonna have to drive, and I'm like looking up the old manuals for like the stuff I had to learn for like the basic stuff. Like,
welcome
okay,
to
how do I fly a fucking plane? Like flying a plane for dummies. I'm just like, what do I have? What do I have?
Amazing. If you'd like to, go ahead and do a what's an investigation roll to see how well you do at that studying. Meanwhile, anyone else want to say anything while you guys are amongst each other? And the sheriff will be in your vehicle. Yeah.
Lincoln just whispers to Blue and goes, okay, that was incredibly fast. Hands up if you think this was already kind of a setup and we were just tools and all of that stuff, because no one does all of that fast. And I just look at, yeah, okay, got it. But we're still alive and therefore have to do these things to stay alive. All right, so we did that for show. Amazing. We were used as tools. Great. And I guess we're gonna be getting on a plane, I guess? I don't know what your thoughts are. I'm just kind of like, yeah.
Princess vomits in like the car.
I was gonna say I go to grab her hand, to be honest, just check in on her, make her feel like she's safe now, even though we still have a long way to go.
Amazing.
I got a four successes on my roll.
You're good. Yeah, you find some very clutch sort of tips and tricks, and you understand the basics of how things are supposed to go and everything.
I know how to not crash.
Exactly. Yeah. And,
whether I can do it is a different thing, but I know how.
Like top 10 ways to die in a plane, as you're like, all right, let's watch this video and not do any of these things.
Exactly.
And then, Blue, do you have anything?
I think Blue is just shaken because he came so close to the final death. He's just sort of 1,000-yard stare out the window.
There's probably ash on your guys' clothes, as it like wafted onto,
Just sort of taking everything in and being like, so we have to kill her? We have to give her the final death?
And the sheriff goes, if there is a chance that she can submit and surrender, we will absolutely accept it and be able to take her to face trial, to the actual prince. But if she resists, and she is an elder, she's one of the oldest, kindred in the territory, if you have to, then yes, we're going to go ahead. And lethal force has been authorized. As she goes ahead and pulls out a case, opens it up, and there's dragon breath rounds. These are incendiary rounds that are able to produce immense sort of like heat upon impact and everything. So there's ones for shotguns, pistols, whatever the case might be, as she offers you both weapons and armaments to be able to help you in this situation. If you don't use guns, that's okay. You can always use whatever you'd like to. But this is meant to kill kindred. Yeah.
It's good. Hey, Lincoln, can I have my gun back?
Yes, it is in, and he just kind of opens his coat and it's like it's in the, and then realizes he has like 6 pockets. It's like, and just jingles them around. It's like, okay, this one right here. Reach into my this pocket. Here we go.
Okay, so first thing on the list, getting you a new car. Second thing, firearm safety.
But listen, this is a bulky coat, right? It's easy to hide things. I can't wear a harness. It just looks awful.
My God. You're like, I don't think it's loaded, as you like look through the barrel.
Yeah. Just kind of like yeah, I think it's fine.
Oh my God. Amazing. So, on this way, the sheriff apologizes once again to you guys because like I had no idea. I never would have set you on this if I had to. And as she's doing this and looking very genuinely sorry for all of this that's kind of going on, Vera, you begin to feel. Do you have premonition on your sheet? I can't remember if you do.
I sure do.
Okay. So you feel a premonition beginning to tickle your sort of brain. Do you resist it or do you allow it to happen? If you allow it to happen, you'll be removed from the scene partially, but be able to give it a glimpse of the future. If you reject it, you stay in the present and are able to contribute.
Let's bring it on. Let's
Sure.
bring on that, vision out here.
Immediately, Vera slumps and just
Jesus.
yeah, dangles and all that kind of stuff. So the sheriff is apologizing to you guys profusely and goes, I'm going to do whatever I can to get you guys through this. I'm going to make sure not to involve you guys unless, it's necessary because you've already been through so much tonight and I cannot apologize enough. As she hands you blood bags to be able to drink and you have this time to lower your hunger down to 1 if you'd like to, because there's enough to do so. And and she kind of just goes off and says here's our plan. We're going to we've already called our operatives. They confirm that they see that, Melissa is getting on a sort of private plane. They're doing what they can to subtly hinder her. If she knows that something's up, she will force the plane to go because she has the ability to use her sort of presence to warp the minds of others and do what she wants and everything. And she can very easily do that, but it's not going to hold for long. She's smarter than that. If she, and apparently you guys have already delayed her enough, which is great because it gives us a little bit of time. So we're going to try to disable the plane and try to make it not, fly. But if it gets too high up the ground, we don't want to cause a huge scene because there's a lot of eyes that can stare at this sort of airport and everything. So we want to be able to take it subtly. So if it has to go on the ground or go in the air, then we're going to try and sneak onto the plane and then get into the actual cabin and be able to deal with this there. Get body armor, get all this sort of stuff because you guys need to do this. So as she's explaining to you the kind of game plan, Vera, everything fades away for you as you see yourself in the cabin of this sort of plane. It's lifting up in sort of the air. You hear a giant whooshing of air. The side of the plane is open. You're probably sure it's a Boeing, and everything, as a panel just randomly fell off. And this time, what happens is that you're with the sheriff and the deputies. They're armed and they're ready to go and everything like that. And the sheriff is she's going to be through here and it's going to be a hard fight. So just prepare yourself. And all the deputies and the sheriff stop suddenly as she turns her around to you and puts the gun sort of to your head. And it looks like she's going to pull the trigger. And you hear the explosion of the gun as suddenly that's the end of your sort of vision. And at this time, you guys travel down to this sort of airport. You bypass a bunch of different areas as Kindred own a lot of this facility for their own sort of flights and use and everything. And you're able to you're going 70 miles per hour, zooming through all of this sort of stuff. As your driver is Kindred and he's very, adept at his job and everything. Anything you guys want to do in this car beforehand before you actually get to the airfield?
I'm not normally like this, but if we don't make it through this, it hasn't been awful getting to know all of you.
And I will say, this is the only opportunity you're going to be able to talk in a very casual, non-threatening manner. So if you'd like to say anything, this is probably the time.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't be opposed to getting some, hanging out a little bit after this.
If I have the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we've all got very busy schedules. But if we
don't.
ran into each other, like, we'd hang out.
I'll take a drink. I'm not that busy. I'm probably gonna need it if I get through this.
At the very least, I need to help 2 of you get new vehicles. So like we'll put a pin in that one. We can use Lincoln's card. It'll be great.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what the Black Amex is for. We will go. We'll at least have one shopping trip. We'll have one shopping excursion. Let's, buy new clothes because we got Baite on our old ones. So therefore, we have to at least get reimbursed somehow. So let's at least get new clothes.
All right. Shopping trip.
Shopping. Yeah, shopping. Yeah.
Amazing. And one of the deputies in this vehicle, who's like decked out in gear and all that stuff, is like, "Oh my god, are you that Liz on YouTube? I follow your content." As he like shows you his phone and like shows that he's subscribed and everything like that. It's like a bunch of videos.
Like, oh, that's real cool. I hope I don't die tonight, so it'd be kind of awkward if that channel just kind of stopped being a thing. But thanks for the support and everything. Remember that in about an hour when it all goes bad.
Like, of course, yeah. Don't worry, it's gonna be great. This is honestly my last mission, so it should be pretty sweet.
No, this guy's gonna die.
Oh no!
It's my last day before retirement.
Yep, it's a classic. So, in this time, I'm sorry. Anything else you'd like to do, Vera? You are awake now as you guys are arriving to the airfield.
I was gonna say, I'm keeping this one to myself, mostly for the sake of Princess. Just in case I don't make it out, I think it's better I don't, because she might do some dumbass shit and try to intervene on it, and I'd rather just keep that to myself. But I will, before we go, this is gonna get a little romantic. I'm sorry, we're gonna get a little romantic here. Yeah, I grab Princess, I tell her I love her, and I kiss her, and that's it. That's all that's happening right now. I'm not telling anyone about my vision. It is being kept to myself.
Do you do the twirl and dip and then?
Yeah. It's all that, all the fanciness right there.
Amazing.
Yeah,
you do so. Yeah. As she is like in awe and stunned and dumbfounded, sort of by this. And then perfect. All right, cool. And at this, she was like, "I'm with you to the end. I'll follow you to the ends of the earth," as she kind of tells you. So. With that, anything else you'd like to do before you guys get to this? As not Princess. The sheriff will be like, "All right, everyone, take your last shots of blood wine because this is it." As you feel the car accelerating, as you see the plane is beginning to sort of take off.
Lincoln takes a couple of the blood bags and puts them in his oversized fur coat. Just in case we might need it.
You're like, I'm shot. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. As like, you're just going to,
Yeah.
So, in this time, go for it.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think Blue's going to take some of those dragon breath rounds, even though he has no clue what the hell to do with them.
Yep. I'll make sure I have however many I can. I'll probably like 2, have 1 miss and then have just in case. For my gun, just like make sure I have that. But I also feel like if Liz gets the opportunity, she's not going to be using the gun. She has some unresolved angry feelings.
Some fury and some
yeah,
that's amazing. So in this time, the sheriff tells you guys, like, you hear the intercom sort of go off and like, "All right, everyone, this is it. We need to catch up to that plane. We're gonna get off of this sort of vehicle and we're gonna like jump onto this sort of plane and try to get into the undercarriage sort of it, but any way you guys need to just get into that sort of plane, as they go like, understood, and all that kind of stuff. As you feel the car accelerating, it was going 70, now it's going 90, and now it's going 120 and everything like that, and it's going hard and fast because Liz is not driving. This driver is doing everything they can to catch up, as he goes like, "All right, you guys are probably want to go like now," as the doors are opening and everything like that. And you see that there are these Bruja that are using Soaring Leap to be able to get onto this plane easily. Other Toreadors and other one with Celerity are like just getting on there with no problem at all. Everyone else, you're going to need to do a Dexterity and Athletics check to get on here. But you do see that these operatives are waiting to help you out, so they have a hand outstretched. So you only got to get 2 successes to do this. Otherwise, it'll be a very awkward stream.
I also have soaring leap, so do I still need to roll, or am I good?
Success. Yeah. The only thing you'd have to roll for is if you want to take one of your companions with you, and you could do a.
I will help someone. Yeah.
Sure. You can do a athletics dexterity, and you need 2 successes to pick one person, put them on them. If you want to carry another person, it'll increase the difficulty by 1.
Athletics.
I'm going to willpower reroll.
I'm also going. Hold on, let me just.
2 successes.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna willpower reroll as well.
Princess will carry you, Vera, as she throws you over her shoulder and then soaring leaps over.
I'm going to I'm doing a rouse check, which I failed, so hungry again. But we're not in the danger zone because we had our Capri Suns in the car. To activate fleetness, which gives me an extra 2 to my non-combat dice checks to make sure I don't fail bringing someone with me. So that is that's a crit. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 8 successes.
Okay. And what'd you get on your hunger die? Or
the rouse check I got a 7, so my hunger went up. So and on that one I just regular numbers on my hunger dice.
Gotcha. Okay.
Within that roll.
So, in this time, you guys are getting heading into night. There are the blinking lights of this sort of airfield that guides sort of planes, but it's outside of sort of most mortal sort of view and everything like that. As the drivers in these SUVs kind of slow their vehicles and all that kind of stuff, and at this time, you all land sort of on the plane, and you scramble to sort of get into the undercarriage. You find a door in the sort of cabin, whatever the case might be, and they ask you, should we go to the undercarriage because it might be a little bit risky, or do you just want to go through the door? As they kind of all call to you guys.
Oh, I should point out I only got 1 success.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
If he's the one struggling, I'm taking him.
Yeah, right. Yep. You're getting ready to jump, and then Liz just puts you over her shoulder, and there's
So. I watch you go to jump, and you're already going down before you got up, and I'm just
and so oh wait.
Exactly. So you were on the side of this plane. They are using their uncanny grip to be able to just grip into the side of this plane and everything like that. And the operative is sort of asking do we go under or do we go sort of over and all that, and or through the sort of emergency door. And if you have no opinions, that's okay. You can let them talk amongst themselves. But if you want to offer opinions, you can.
I have no opinion.
What? As there's rushing air, they can't hear. Just kidding. All right, cool. So the sheriff goes you know what? Let's go to the actual cabin door. Let's be dramatic about this. As they're all right. As sure enough, they go to the cabin door, and you see that these Bruja rip it open and it flies. It is a Boeing, so it's very easy for this thing to fly off. So just want to see if you guys are watching the news. Yeah. So,
fact that
yeah, right there you go. So as you go ahead and get into this cabin, you see that there it's pretty empty. It's like a private plane. There's only a few seats here, very luxurious and all that. Music is being played, which is so contrasting to the sounds of the rushing sort of air as all of you guys get into here. Vera, you are with your companions at this time as the sheriff and the deputies have their automatic rifles out and everything. There's submachine guns and are looking left and right and being search for her, as of course, as they immediately do unseen passage and go invisible before your eyes and begin to sort of go off. So do you want to tell your companions anything?
Stay safe. Good luck. And I'm going to whip out my firearm right now.
Sure. That's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to whip out my firearm.
I'm going to activate my feral weapons.
Okay.
And
what is your...
I failed the hunger check, so I do get a little bit hungrier.
Oh, it's all good, yeah. And describe your feral weapons. What exactly does your body sort of turn into a little bit?
All you see is where normally he has 2 fangs. They extend another 8 inches. and now it looks like two snake fangs, huge snake fangs coming from his mouth.
Lou, that's dope.
You're like, thanks.
They're super scary.
Maybe don't talk as
man.
much. It's fine. It looks cool.
Certainly. Thank you.
It was hot until you talked.
God,
I
if
hear
I
that
had a nickel.
lot. I know.
Amazing. So at this time, Vera, your vision comes true. As they breach the next door, as they're like, it's locked, and like, get through it, whatever you need to do. So you hear the sounds of sort of like, gunfire as they burst through the sort of door, and there is Melissa as she's like drinking blood wine and chatting with a servant as she's kind of like just finished drinking from her, and kind of like plops her down. There's like 3 flight attendants that are on this sort of like, and they're all drained of blood as they're dead on the floor and everything. And she looks over to you guys, and it just seems frustrated by this, and is like, all you had to do was just take the hit. Like, why do you have to be such a hassle and inconvenience me in this way? As she kind of just groans and drinks from her glass. Go.
I never.
Bitch!
Like,
What? Bitch, what? No, I'm not gonna take it, okay? No, I'm not. So it's gonna go down and we're gonna fight. So get ready.
Amazing. As you're like loading
Tiny
your gun
little Vera
right now.
saying this. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm not having it. I've had a rough night, okay? The only good thing that's come out of this is getting a second chance with someone, but that's it. Everything else, it's your fault, and you're gonna get your ass beat like right now. It might not be by me, but it's gonna be by one of my crew
As you're like
members
behind
here.
Liz and saying this. You're like, so amazing.
Lincoln's in the background going,
Yeah, right. What she
"Go
said.
Vera! Go Vera!"
Blue just steps forward and goes, and we never liked your singing.
As
Facts.
immediately, like, you see that the emotional damage is aggravated, and the glass in her hand shatters as the blood sort of like seeps from it, and she goes, very well, like, if this is how you want to play it, that's fine, as you see that her eyes go like, crimson immediately, and there's a throbbing and pulsating in your mind, and you can feel that she's calling upon the blood bond that she has embedded sort of into you. However, it doesn't seem to hold as well as it once did, thanks to you consider the Tremere ritual has kind of like undid that sort of like, hold and all that kind of stuff. So you will have to do a willpower roll with 2 successes here. But at this time, Vera, your premonition comes true as these like 5 deputies and the sheriff like are ready to throw down, and suddenly they stop what they're doing and begin to turn on you. So I'll wait till you guys do your rolls, and then 2. Okay, you're good. Yeah. 2. Okay.
Oh my god. Rolled no successes.
Oof.
Is there I guess, can I do a willpower roll to reroll?
Nope.
Is that no? Okay. I rolled no successes.
So in this time, there's a pulsating, there's a tension that goes to the actual cabin, as you guys were all one united team, and now it's become a house divided, essentially, as like the 3 of you are ready to do this, and Vera, what was coming, so Princess has not been bloodbound, so she has no effect, she's not affected by this at all. But you do see that Lincoln is also doing, all their eyes have become like just jet black, essentially, as they're under the control, the thrall of like, Melissa, as she goes like, deal with them, get rid of them. And then after that, jump out of the plane as they immediately sort of like, go on you guys. So I will say, as your storyteller, your benevolent storyteller, what you can do here is that Lincoln has been mind controlled. With physical violence, you can bring them back to their senses, or you can give him a rouse check of blood to be able to give him the resources needed to be able to break this sort of like hold on them. So, question?
this is partially Jen, the player, asking, but it might also be something where like, I can tell you, but Liz would not, you can decide whether Liz would or would not know this. Knowing that Melissa has kind of enacted this, is this, to make it a D&D analogy, if is there a concentration aspect involved here? Like, if I were to is there anything I can do to her that would make this drop on everybody? Or like once this is started, it just is?
Once it's started, it is. Like, individually, you can bring them out of it a little bit.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah,
But it's not like I can knock her around enough that everyone... Okay.
Correct, yeah. Unless you force her to, like, do it, like, with intimidation, yeah.
My second question is... in what part of the plane is this taking? Like, where was she? Was she in like the passenger area, or is she like in the cockpit?
She's in the cabin area that's by the cockpit. So there's like 3 sections of this plane. For my general sort of like thing. There's the cockpit. There's cabin 1 and cabin 2, and then and you guys came into cabin 2, and now you're in cabin 1. Where you know, yeah.
And are we in the air already, or are we still on the ground? Like
you were in the air ascending. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Question.
Liz has a plan.
Yeah. Question for me before I play Lincoln. What was the command again? Because I have a different mental interpretation of what that could be, so I wanted to hear it what it was.
Yeah. It was essentially like deal with them, and then after that, jump out of the plane.
Okay. I think I have a way to deal with that. All right. I think I'm gonna.
You can go first, and then afterwards, yeah.
All right. So he hears deal with them, and then jump off the plane. So his first instinct is to get his wallet and pull out his black Amex and start calling on the cell phone to ensure that the plane lands safely and everyone gets to the thing, because that is his version of dealing with them.
Sure, absolutely.
So he's just so he just has his wallet, and that is all he is doing.
Amazing. So you're doing this as you're making these calls, and you're doing all this kind of stuff. So that's great. And meanwhile, bullets are flying and whizzing past you and everything like that. So for my celerity folks, was it just Liz, or was there another person with celerity? Okay. So Liz, you'll go after Lincoln, and then we'll go ally enemy. Yeah.
I am. This starts. I go, fuck this. I'm going to the cockpit. And whoever is currently flying the plane, I am going to remove them from doing so.
Amazing. There are a wall of people between you and the cockpit.
Okay, then I'm going to do what I need to do to get up there. I've decided the cockpit and doing a barrel roll is the appropriate response here.
Sure, yeah. If you'd like to, you can dodge them by doing an athletics dexterity. And then trying to get past that. That will be 5 successes that you'll need, which you have a big dice pool, so like the chances of you getting this is not impossible. Yeah.
2, 3. Does this count as a non-combat dex check, me trying to get past them, or is this combat?
I would say, I would
trying to figure out if my,
it's going to be combat, so you can. I think you can use it once, so in combat, so you can go ahead and do that if you'd like to.
Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. I was like reading all of my things.
And this is the same scene, so whatever you activated before is still here. So feral weapons, fleetness, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, is my fleetness still applied or not?
Yep,
so
yeah.
Cool. All right. 1, 2. Uh-oh, I'm gonna burn a willpower. That's just 2. Let's see. You're my non, and I can re-roll up to 3 of the non-hunger dice?
Correct, yes.
Okay. All right, so you guys go over here.
And remember, their weapons have dragon breath rounds, so if they hit, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I was like, this feels like it's worth it. Oh, much better. Okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at 5 successes. Okay.
So you meet it, you beat it. So at this time, you see one of the deputies has their submachine gun and is unloading on you in this situation, but you are too quick to be able to be stopped as you duck and dodge sort of through everything. The plane's not doing great. The pressure is no longer like super great in this airplane, but that's neither here nor there, as you go ahead and duck and dodge, and you get past them to get to the cockpit. So you have passed Melissa as she's sitting down just drinking casually as if nothing's happening here, and you get to the cockpit, and on your next turn you'll be able to sort of open it up and deal with whatever's happening in the cockpit.
Cool.
So
all right.
In this time, it's going to go to an enemy. So the sheriff is going to, once again, have the gun to Vera and is going to try to pull the trigger. So you knew this was coming, so I'm going to give you 2 extra dice to whatever you choose to do here. So they have their magnum out with the dragon breath sort of round in it, and they're ready to pull it, or incendiary round.
Okay, so you said either kick their ass, which I'm weak as hell, so that ain't gonna happen,
Yeah.
or I use, what was the other thing?
Athletics dexterity to try to dodge.
Okay, so athletics and
Dexterity, yeah.
I can words, it's fine.
It's
Dexterity.
Yeah.
Okay, so dexterity, because you ain't gonna see anything athletic from my ass.
The other thing you can do is you can use your obfuscate powers to try to go invisible.
Okay.
She is she is a Nosferatu, so it's gonna be a little bit easier for her to perceive you. But actually, no, no, that's not true.
So I could use.
Do you have unseen passage? Is that what you have?
I do.
Okay. So go ahead. You can do your wits and stealth if you'd like to. If that's a better dice pool for you.
Stealth. So wits is 4, and then where's my stealth? I don't have any stealth.
Okay, you can do obfuscate then. At whatever points you have in obfuscate, you can go ahead and do that then.
Okay, so
it will cost you a rouse check.
So my hunger is going up then.
You can roll a d10.
Maybe.
Yeah, to do the rouse check.
Okay.
If you fail, it goes up. If you succeed, you're fine. You just.
This is always the fun part for me. I never know what the heck I'm doing.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah. That's...
So the dice pool, I put what then?
It'll be your dexterity plus your obfuscate. So.
Dexterity and okay, so 2 and 3, so 5.
And you need a 3 or more to succeed here because you're going against their mind.
And you said, and then difficulty was what? I'm sorry.
3.
3. Okay. Okay, failure, 1 success.
Okay.
So I got 1 success.
So if you like to, and I highly recommend it, you can do a willpower reroll to try to reroll 3 non-hunger dice. Yeah.
Okay, so I just hit that button then.
Correct.
Willpower reroll. Okay.
So willpower will go down by 1, and then you go ahead and try to get more successes. You need at least 3 to succeed.
Oh, select up to 3 normal dice to reroll. Sorry, this is freaking confusing for me right now. So I have to select then on these dices here. Okay. 3 successes.
Okay, cool. So with 3 successes, it's a split second, but it's enough for you to go invisible and like duck or lean another way as it can no longer perceive you. As they fire off the gun where you were, and it goes off and they miss, essentially. You're invisible, so the moment you interact with something or do anything louder than a whisper, that's when you're going to go ahead and become visible again. But for now, you cannot be perceived unless someone has unseen, senses and actually is able to perceive you. So... and also if they're looking in the area that you disappeared in, so they can sort of see you, but it's harder to see you. So after that, we're going to go to blue.
Can I see, do we see what Lincoln is doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Black orbs in their eyes as they're calling, and you hear the hold music playing as they're waiting to talk to someone.
I grab the lapels of Lincoln's big furry coat. And I am like, DJ Lincoln Zelda, you are the hottest disc jockey in northern Arizona. I need you to snap the fuck out of it. And I smack him.
Amazing. So go ahead and do your strength or dexterity and then brawl. If you want to use your lethal weapons, you can for that extra bit.
This is not going to be very good.
And then, Lincoln, I need you to pull out your gun and try to shoot blue as well. So go ahead and do dexterity and firearms.
Oh, I got 3 successes.
Okay, cool. And then we'll see what Lincoln gets.
I get 1, 10, and 2 1s.
2 1s? Okay. And what was your hunger?
My hunger is currently 1.
1? Okay. So, was the hunger a 10 or was the hunger a 1?
The hunger was a 10.
10? Okay, yeah, you're fine. So, in this time, you're good. As you go ahead, you have the black, orbs for eyes. The hold music is playing. As you go ahead and take out your gun, as, Blue is telling you all this and then goes to slap you. And you immediately, self-defense and, pull out the gun and everything. But you aren't the best with firearms, as immediately they go and then smack you across the face. So you got 3, and then and your lethal weapons gives you what of a bonus? Is it +3?
Well, my lethal weapon are fangs.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it doesn't apply here.
So I don't think it would apply there.
So at this time, you go ahead and smack, and it's enough to wake you up. You're gonna take 2 superficial damage, but you do awaken. at this time, and you have your character back and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
And he snaps out of it and goes, "Do I kiss you or something? What just happened?"
Later.
As you blush.
I'm at the front.
Yeah.
Everyone's so horny. Why?
As you're being shot at and everything. You're really scrambling. Yeah. So that's great. After blue, it'll go to an enemy. This one is going to target, we're going to do blue as they go ahead and have their sort of like submachine gun, and they have it loaded, and then aim and then fire at you. So do what you'd like to. You need to get 5 successes or more to succeed here.
5.
5. Yep.
Can I rouse the blood?
Absolutely. Yeah. You're going to add that 2 extra dice in your dice pool.
My hunger goes up. I went from staying at 1 hunger this entire game to now.
Just creeping and crawling all the way up. Yep.
This is the time
Yeah.
to do it.
Okay, but I do get 2 extra dice. There's no way this is gonna happen. 4 successes.
Okay. You need 1 more, so you can willpower reroll to get that 5th one. Or you
I
can live.
can't. It's a hunger die.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So in this time, what happens is that after successfully waking up sort of Lincoln from this and being able to get them back sort of on your guys' team, you look over to see this deputy like turn off the safety and begin to unload. You see fire and flames pour out of the barrel of their sort of gun as it embeds into your sort of chest here and everything. So you got 4, they had 5, so the difference is slight, so it's not going to be crazy, but it is still like sort of dragon or incendiary rounds. So you're going to go ahead and take 1 aggravated point of damage, and then perfect. And then okay, cool. So in this time, give me 1 second. I'm going to check out the dogs. 1 sec. 1 sec. Sorry.
Guys, this is gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be great.
Oh yeah.
We're good.
Maybe for you guys.
Liz has a plan, which is actually this thing that should scare everyone.
I know.
Let's be real.
My health is down, my willpower's down, my hunger is up, and I don't know how to fight.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be super fine.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, like real quick, rules question. Willpower. Is there something that happens when you get through all the ones you have, or is it just you can't do shenanigans anymore?
If you're at 0 willpower, you have no mental defenses, and you can no longer. If you frenzy, you're victim to frenzy. And
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just a good thing for me to know, just in case, as the night
Right?
goes on.
Yeah. And your willpower can only reroll non-hunger dice. So as your hunger
Yes.
creeps up, you're gonna have more hunger dice in your pool, and that's gonna be
Yeah.
less. Yeah. So in this time, what happens is that it's gonna go to I think Vera. You haven't gone yet, right?
No, I'm hiding apparently. I'm unseen right now.
Correct. Yeah. So when you want to pop out, you're gonna get.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 2 extra dice to whatever you want to do because you're
Okay.
like surprise attack essentially. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if I shoot them, it's fine, right?
I mean, they're kindred. They'll live.
They'll be fine. They'll be alive at least, maybe. Sure. Okay. So yeah, we'll do firearms then. Let's do that. So it's the firearms plus the 2 that you said.
Correct. Yep. Firearms, dexterity, and then.
Oh, firearms, dexterity as well. Sorry. Okay, 2. There we go. 2 more. I can math. It's fine. Okay, cool. And then difficulty was what?
It'll be 5.
Oh gosh, you just want to see me die. Okay.
Never. What are you talking
I'm
about?
about to roll. Let's see. Bestial failure. Is that
Oh,
how you say it?
Uh-oh.
Is that bad? Yeah. As, so in this time, let's see here. So you cannot re-roll a bestial failure. It is what it is. You do. You know what? We just got a donation for $5, so you get a re-roll if you'd like to. So if you want to re-roll that whole thing, you can. Thanks to this donation.
Oh, okay. Thank you for whoever did that because this is a lot for me. Okay, I'm gonna re-roll and let's hope
Clutch
it doesn't
timing,
say
thank
the
you.
same thing. Okay, failure, 2 successes.
All right, so it's not a bestial failure, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you want to, you could do a willpower reroll to try to get to reroll the 3 non-hunger dice, or leave it be.
No, I'm gonna re-roll it.
Okay.
Okay. God dang. All right, 1 success, so failure.
So 3. Okay, so you got 3 versus their 5. So as you're going through this, you're fighting the sheriff here, and she's a sheriff for a reason. She's been in this for a long time. She's a Nosferatu, as her eyes are trained to sense, see, unseen, and everything like that. And sure enough, she spots you. Even though you have an edge on her, she's taking out. You have your gun. You're pulled out. You aim it, and she immediately snaps to you and then fires. Just like Nightshade Grim is in Apex, hits her shots, and and then so you go ahead and fire, and they get just a little bit quicker. So you got 3. They had 5. Plus their weapon damage and all that kind of stuff. So you're going to take a point of aggravated damage here.
Okay.
As you immediately become visible and your body flies and hits the cabin wall and everything.
2 aggravated?
1 aggravated.
1 aggravated, so 3 now. Okay.
And then, yeah. So in this time, after you, it'll go to Princess, and she's going to help out by, jumping on someone and, just immediately just tearing into them and everything like that, trying her best to ease this, combat situation and all that. We're going to say she does take 1 out, so the difficulty for this will now be 4 instead of 5 for everything. And then at this time, this will reset to the next turn. And it'll go to Lincoln.
All right. What are the targets that are in front of me that I can shoot with my gun?
Yeah, it'll be the sheriff and 4 deputies. They're all sort of mind controlled at this point. From what you've just experienced, physical damage can awaken them, from this. You could also try to use any of your sort of presence abilities to try to override the blood bond and kind of force them to do what you want instead, or whatever you can think of as a solution. Yeah.
Would I know if Dominate would be an effective tool when they are in this state?
It would, yeah. So you just have to be strong enough to override what their sort of current command is. You can only target 1 person at a time, though. So you have to choose your target and then sort of do that.
I would probably target the sheriff.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So mental defense is 3, so you need to get 3 or more for successes. Yeah.
Okay. So I will try to break them using compel.
Sure.
Yeah, basically the snap out of it, but not as cute as the way Blue did it.
Amazing. You use your Ventru domination powers, you will do my bidding as yeah.
Yeah, you do my bidding. And oh wow, okay. That is 4 successes.
Okay, you're good. Yeah, as you look to them, you maintain eye contact as they just shot Vera, and they look to put their gun towards you as you use your ability, you call out to them, and your voice echoes throughout their mind, and immediately you see the inky blackness from their orbs just kind of melt away, and she returns to her senses and just it's I'm so sorry, Vera, as she kind of
Sorry's not gonna cut it, but okay.
Yeah, as your blood is flying off the airplane. And it's a Boeing airplane too, so this thing is falling apart. So,
and I say you need to snap your assistants out of it, and we need to get this plane back in flight.
Yeah, as she seems furious at this point, she's she bloodbound me, as she's just thinking about it and everything like that. As okay, cool. So went to an ally, so now it's gonna go to an enemy. One of the other deputies, they look to Liz and immediately begin to open fire with their weapon. And Liz, you need to do whatever you'd like to do. You need 5 successes.
I will.
Or sorry, 4 successes now.
So for dodging, yeah, I'm gonna attempt to just dodge. So that's dexterity
and athletics. Yep.
And athletics. Okay, that. Okay, it's these guys.
Yeah, I did a bunch of Google searches for this one because I was like, is a helicopter faster than an airplane? Can it catch up to an airplane? And all that kind of stuff. And I was like, no, it cannot do that. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna retract that. Maybe just a car as it's taking off. And then,
I got 4 successes.
Okay, you're right on the money. So
that's totally
at this time, they take out their weapon and they aim it to you and they unload as you go ahead and use your celerity to duck and dodge all of these sort of bullets. Maybe use one of the dead bodies of the flight attendants to absorb some of the bullets and everything like that, and then throw them on the ground. And then you're able to succeed here. It's going to go to you, Liz, as it's your turn here. You
Okay.
notice something that's kind of an issue as you hear the sounds of like alarm bells and warnings of being, yeah, as
Go ahead.
yeah, you hear all this, and it's like if you hear this sound, like warning, 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 that's a bad sign. And sure enough, you look back, and the pilot's dead as he's been shot, from
Perfect.
that blast that sort of hit. And
It's like, well, that makes this easier. And it's kind of push him out of the way. It's like, sorry, buddy.
you do so, yeah.
I'm gonna leave the cockpit door like open, so that way I can still get visibility. Like, do the turnaround and look. I want to check the things that are making alarms, making sure, like, I want to make sure we're not rapidly falling out of the sky. I want to maintain wherever we're at. So like I'm checking that first. And then I'm going to see where everybody is and make sure nobody I actually like is near any of the openings to the outside.
So that's a great, question. So as this dead pilot got shot and everything like that, his body slacked onto the controls and like forced it into sort of a nosedive and everything. I need everyone to do an athletics dexterity to try to stay like in a place of control where you can yes, it's moving, but maybe you can run with it. You can kind of have your bearings and all that kind of stuff. Or if you just completely collapse in all of this sort of stuff. You need 3 successes to succeed. If you want to rouse the blood, that'll give you 2 extra dice in your dice pool. Okay, so you have 2.
Success, failure.
I'm gonna rouse the blood.
How many what level of success did we need?
3. And so anyone who fails gets 2 superficial damage. As you do bonk your head on something, but it's not the end of the world. Everyone kind of gets scrambled in this. The sheriff is like on point as they're doing this. Same with Princess, as they're like doing all this sort of stuff. And okay, so it is still your turn, Liz. So you can go ahead and do a dexterity and drive check to try to like pilot this plane and stop it from nosediving.
3 dexterity and drive. 1.
Because otherwise, in 2 turns, this whole thing goes up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll spend my
goes
turn
down.
making sure we don't do that. Okay, that's better than the last check I just did. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Okay, you're good. So at this time, you go ahead and take the pilot out of the seat. You see that it's ascending. You hold on to something as you get your bearings, and then get to the controls and begin to use that YouTube video. Maybe you're still watching it as you're kind of skipping to the parts of
I have my phone set up on the board.
Exactly. If your plane starts to nosedive, this is what you're gonna want to do. But first, let's talk about our sponsor, Prime Energy Drink.
Yeah.
As immediately you pull up and stabilize the plane enough that it won't nosedive. You bought your team a few more turns to be able to deal with the situation.
Fantastic.
And then perfect. So now it goes to an enemy. You hear the sounds of heels, going across the sort of like a cabin, floor and cockpit floor, as you see that, Melissa is right next to you, and she go ahead and whispers sort of into your ear a command and everything like that. I need you to do a willpower check. You need 3 successes. How much willpower do you have left?
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. Is when I've had to spend that's reduced. This is whatever I have in my pool,
Correct.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I only have 2 right now.
2? You could get two 10s, and that would be 4 successes. So you can try it.
All right. Which of you 2 do I feel okay? You guys kind of go together. All right, you guys. This side
Do
right
that
here.
pep
That
talk.
one. Do that. I believe in you. You're gonna go in jail if you don't do this for me.
What did you get, Liz? What was your result?
I got 1 success and 1 failure.
All right. She whispers into your mind, start throwing people out of the plane as you get up. You stabilize the plane enough. It's gonna go wild without a pilot, obviously, but for now, it's in the air and sort of flying at this point. But sure enough, you get up and you maybe take off your jacket and it falls on the ground as it crashes like Dragon Ball Z, and you begin to storm out of here. Your orbs are sort of you're black and everything like that. And you notice something's wrong with Liz as you guys are all scrambling to sort of get up here. So in this time, it'll go to that was an enemy, so it's going to go to an ally. So we're going to go to blue.
So Melissa Joan Hart's back is to me, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I'm going to shoot her with a dragon's breath round.
Sure.
I already roused the blood. I can never remember. Does that still apply, or do I have to rouse it?
You have to rouse each time. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna rouse again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Success.
Dexterity or composure, and then firearms. Yeah.
Okay.
And because you're attacking Melissa and not one of the deputies and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be 4 successes, which is the same. But
Someone has got to do some damage to her. 1, 2, 3, 4.
okay, good. So you do 4. As she knows that you're targeting her and everything like that, she looks back and she seems to want to throw a dagger sort of at you. Very ornate, gilded, all that sort of stuff. And as, right before she's gonna do so, you hit her with like just an intense sort of shot. What is the weapon you're using? Is it like just a normal like?
It's
9mm,
handgun, but
okay,
yeah.
Sure, you go ahead and fire that off.
I don't know.
I know, same here. I'm the same way. So you fire it off as the incendiary round goes off and hits her, and she like yelps in a sound of sort of pain. As her fangs are bared now, she completely is like taking this seriously. As she grits her teeth and sort of looks to you and everything. Now you went in the scene, so it's going to go to an enemy. A deputy is going to go over to Lincoln and try to attack Lincoln. As they go ahead and their gun is sort of like fall in, so he's going to take out a knife that's rather large and then just try to stab you with it. So you need 3 successes or more for whatever you're trying to do.
Okay, and what am I rolling to defend?
If you would like to, you could. It's totally up to you. So if you want to use compel again and try to warp their mind to do your bidding, you can do that again. Yeah. So and go and roll it. If you need me to look it up, I can look it up really quick. And no, that's dominate. Okay, so dominate.
Yeah.
Cloud memory, and we need compel.
Yeah. Oh, compel is charisma and dominate.
Perfect. Go for it. Yeah.
Okay, great. I will definitely use that and compel them to, I guess, shoot Melissa. Why not?
Sure. Yeah.
And that is, oh, all right. That is 4 successes.
You do this as they go ahead and take their knife to you, and they're about to like stab you sort of in the chest, and suddenly you make eye contact with them, and you go ahead and use your Venture abilities and rack their brain as it wakens them, as you see the inky blackness fade away. As they don't know what's happening here, but the sheriff is like directing them. They're like, everyone open fire on sort of like Melissa. We need to get her down. She's like too powerful, and then it goes to an ally. So it'll go to Vera.
Okay. Injured. Almost dead.
Living the dream. Yeah.
Living the dream. A weakling who can't freaking defend herself. Great. Love it. Okay. What are we doing here?
So Melissa is your main target because they are the one that's causing all of this sort of chaos. However, there are the other deputies that are still mind controlled. So if you wanted to try to like attack them to sort of wake them up, you can do so. Princess is already doing her thing, fighting these sort of deputies. And it seems like it's helping. It's waking them up.
Okay, I'm letting her handle that because she can beat some ass and I can't. So we're gonna try and shoot Melissa.
Sure, absolutely.
I love how I say try. We're gonna try.
Yeah, you need 4 successes. So it'll be dexterity or composure and firearms if you want to use that.
Wait, okay, so dexterity or composure.
And then firearms, yep.
And firearms. So either way, it's gonna be 4 for them.
Okay. Good. If you want to risk it, you can always arouse the blood to try to
Okay, let's rouse the blood. Does that put my hunger up then? When we roll?
If you fail.
If I fail. Yeah. Okay, so what do I put then for that?
It'll be a single D10.
10, okay.
And then if you get 6 and above, you're good. If you get 5 and below, your hunger goes up by 1.
And so I leave the hunger and the difficulty though, right?
And your difficulty will be 4 for this.
4, yes, okay. 6 successes.
Wow. Okay, cool. So with 6 successes, what happens here is you go ahead and take aim. Your ally just shot Melissa, and everything sort of like ring out as you see her stop as she drops her sort of like goblet of sort of blood wine, and she's getting serious now. She turns to you guys and begins to storm sort of towards you, and you open fire on her and hit her again. As you can see, that there's a hole sort of in her like abdomen now, as she is appalled that you would do this sort of to her. As you can see that she has a very fine dress that's probably costs way more than you made in a year, and you just put a giant hole into it. As she looks furious at this situation, Princess will knock someone else into sort of consciousness. The difficulty to fight the deputies is now dropped to 3 instead of 4. And at this time, you guys kind of like go to her. So before you do anything, it'll go to Melissa, as she's now decided to take you guys seriously. At this time, as she looks to you, and we'll go like, all right, fine. If sometimes if you want something done right, you have to handle it yourself. As she takes out what appears to be like a vial of something. From this distance, it's really hard to understand exactly what it is. But immediately she goes ahead and snorts it, as she takes like apparently drugs, like right here. If anyone wants to, you can do an intelligence and occult to understand what this is. You need 2 successes or more, or you can do wits and streetwise, whichever. If you're hip with the latest drugs in the vampire community.
I got 3 successes.
Okay, perfect. So anyone who got 2 successes or more on this check, what you find is that this is ash. It is made from dead kindred, as it's an extremely illegal sort of substance within the Camarilla territory. Immediate final death if they catch you with it, because in order to make this material, they need ashes of dead vampires. So, but it enhances, puts everything in overdrive as he immediately takes the substance, and you watch as blood begins to pour from their eyes, their nose, their mouth, their ears, and they go even more pale as their fangs drop lower than you've ever seen, and their fingernails turn into like very razor sharp claws, and they dash forward. They're going to strike or try to strike Blue at this point, because they were the first one to shoot them. Blue, do whatever you'd like to. You need 6 successes to succeed here.
6? Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'm going to try to Eyes of the Serpent her to freeze her in her place.
Sure. For this, you need 4 successes then, because you're attacking her mental instead of her physical.
Okay. So that's that. I'm going to activate Awe.
Naturally, yeah. You're like, don't hit me, as big. Almost as legal as delivery. Yep, exactly.
I'm going to willpower reroll. Okay. 4 successes.
All right, cool. So she dashes forward to you with like daggers at the ready and everything, gilded daggers and everything. And as she's heading towards you with celerity, heading fast, describe what you're doing here.
I take off my sunglasses, and my eyes, you see them turn into, like, along with my fangs that are already elongated, into snake eyes. And I just catch her eyes to freeze her in place. And I say to her, I just go, hey, cool down, cookie sheet.
You say this to a vampire elder, as it truly does work on them. It might be for a brief second, but you have this brief second. You own it, as it stops them in their sort of tracks.
And so then I yell, everybody hit her with all you got.
Like, please. As yeah, they had like the dagger to your throat ready to hit, but they didn't get it, as you were quick enough. So at this point, we're gonna go back to Lincoln. So it'll be your turn, and then it goes to your enemy Liz.
All right, so I recognize what's happened to Liz, so I'm gonna snap her out of it.
Sure.
Using compel.
All right, cool. So what you're gonna do, Liz, is you're gonna use your wits and your resolve. Or combine that and then be able to roll that. Or sorry, resolve and composure. I'm sorry.
Resolve and where's composure? Okay. Uh-oh. Well, we're gonna lose a die from that pool. Okay.
Which might be good in this situation.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, I rolled 4 successes. 2 of them are 10s.
Okay, so that is Okay, so it's 4 successes, but 2 of them are 10, so that's going to escalate to 6 successes total. So, and then what'd you get, Liz?
3.
Okay, yeah. You are like swole right now. As you, you know what? I'm going to be mean. Do you have prowess as an ability?
I do.
All right, roll a rouse check. I'm going to force you to use that.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Okay, I'm rolling a rouse check. Okay, so we'll
Yeah,
start with
so
that.
the good thing is, anything you do strength-based within the scene, you're going to get all your potence dice into your dice pool for it.
Okay, great. So I got a 1 on my rouse check. And then so I'm re-rolling what we just did, but I'm adding.
Oh no,
I'm
you're
adding...
good. You don't have to reroll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. While I have you controlled, I'll make you swole. That way, you
Oh,
had
got it.
intention
Okay.
to kill. So now, yeah. So that goes great. So after you, it'll now go to an enemy, which we're gonna go to one of the deputies that's still mind controlled. They're gonna look to Vera and they're gonna try to attack you with this sort of summoning. I am so sorry, Vera. So go to do what you want to. If you want to use obfuscate again, or if you just want to
I would just like to point out how I don't appreciate you making me weak as hell. Okay. Let's see.
Look, he made me dumb as hell, so like we had to balance.
Yeah, right. You're the
Balance.
detective.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. What did you say my options were here?
So you
Fight,
can do
I
athletics
guess.
dexterity, which is to dodge and all that kind of stuff. What abilities do you have for your disciplines?
I got Unseen Passage, Mask of 1,000 Faces,
Mm.
Cloak of Shadows, Cloud Memory, Heightened Sense, and then Premonition.
Okay, so if you want to, you can try to do cloud memory. That is a dominate ability where you look to them and try to make them forget what exactly they were doing in this moment. That will be, let me see here, presence, dominate, rationalize, forgetful mind, cloud memory, here we go. So that will be your charisma and dominate. So if that's not a strong pull for you, you can consider doing something else.
Charisma and Dominate. My charisma's fine. It's a 3. I just don't see.
Dominate will be a discipline ability. So kind of like your
Okay. Oh yeah, my dominant will be a 1, so that'd be 4
4.
for both.
So what it would be, you need to beat 3. For
Okay.
it. So if you want to try to do that, you can. Otherwise, you can try something else. Yeah.
Let's try. So.
And I swear I like you guys. You are my friends. I want to make sure.
Yeah,
that
I don't buy that anymore. You know what? Next time we play Apex, I'm letting
I
you
know,
just
right?
go,
Yeah.
like, oh, you're by yourself.
Like, let's do a
with the
ranked
team?
match.
Oh,
Also,
sorry.
bye, as UDC.
Last time when he was like, you can hold on to these characters to use in a future game, and then he was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill them all next
Yeah,
time.
right,
So they can't.
exactly, yeah.
It's a failure. 2
Failure?
successes.
Okay. So you attempt to sort of like control their mind as you look to them and you try to dominate it, but you're just a bit too slow. Maybe it's aggravated damage. Maybe it's Maybelline, but you go ahead and at this time take a chest full of these sort of like bullets. So what did you get for your successes?
I'm sorry, for
How many successes did you get?
Oh, I got 2 successes.
2? Okay, so 2, you need 3, so it's a slight one. They are Dragon Breath rounds, so it's going to be another point of aggravated as you get lit up as it goes through. What is your aggravated at right now?
It's at. Hold on, let me bring up my notes. I'm at 3 aggravated
3?
right
Okay,
now.
so yeah, you're at 3. And what is your health pool? Is it like 5 or something? It'll be your stamina plus 3, I think.
It's on the very bottom left of the front sheet.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
How
I
many
have
black
it.
dots?
It shows 3 for me right now.
And how many black dots?
Wait, black dots? I don't
Yeah.
have. Hold on, no, I don't. I'm telling you, this thing is just.
Oh, you're good. So
I think I tracked it the way because I was so confused. I tracked it on paper, just putting down
gotcha.
what I had already aggravated and what I had superficial, and I just added to it.
No worries. How many points do you have in stamina?
Stamina.
And that'll be one of your core abilities or attributes.
Attributes. Okay. Stamina's 2.
2? Okay. So yeah, you have a health pool of 5. So you have 2 more
Okay.
health. Once you go to full aggravated, you will go into torpor.
Okay. So I'm at what then now?
You're at 3 aggravated, like you said. So
okay.
you still have 2 more health points. And on your turn next time, if there is a next time, you can go ahead and do a sort of three rouse checks to be able to take off 1 point of aggravated. But it depends on your hunger and all that. So, we'll save that for next time. So that was an enemy, and now it's going to go to an ally. So Liz, if you'd like to go, you can do so. As technically you're right behind Melissa if you want to deal with that.
Please help. Please help. Please help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide.
At this point, I feel like we've got a little bit of time with the plane, and now I'm just pissed. So I would like to. Yeah, I mean, I'm point blank. I'm not going for a gun, and you made me rouse, so I might as well use the extra bonuses I have right now.
Yeah.
And I just full brawling. I want to tear this woman apart.
Absolutely. Go to do a strength and brawl, and then add your potence dice because your prowess was activated.
3, 4.
And it is at this time that Melissa will shatter from this control that Blue has put onto her to try to defend herself.
1, 2.
And you need 6 successes.
3. Okay, well, I have many dice that get to go into this, so I'm feeling okay.
2 of them gotta be 10s, right?
1, 2. There are no 10s in here, which is wild. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Okay, you got it. So you go ahead and begin to just tear into sort of Melissa as she's using dexterity and finesse and all kind of stuff, and you're using straight up like haymakers and all that. And you come out sort of the victor in this situation as you're throwing these jabs and straights and all that, and it's impacting. You're feeling bones crush. She has never been. Actually, that's a lie because you did assault her before, but she told you to do so.
Yeah, but it's a little baby version.
Yeah, but at least you're in control this time as you watch as her bones shatter and quake as this vampire elder is realizing how powerful a Bruja actually is, especially when they're a little bit upset. And then after that, it's gonna go to I think Blue. No, it was Liz and then enemy. So I don't think there's any other enemy. So Blue, you can go if you'd like to.
Oh, so all of the guards are now back on our side?
Yeah, Princess has been like bashing into their sort of like helmets and waking them up. Yeah, so you're good at that.
Okay. I'm gonna bite Melissa with my fangs.
Sure, yeah.
I'm pissed off when I want to hurt her. Okay. I'm gonna rouse the blood first. I succeed. What is that? Is that so? Since it's
6 successes.
Fangs, 6 successes. So since it's what is it, dexterity brawl, dexterity?
Yeah, so you can do strength or dexterity, and then it'll be brawl or even melee. I'll if whatever's more advantageous for you, and then yeah. And then your lethal weapon gives you additional damage, I think, when you hit. Okay. You still got hunger, so if you want to rouse to get the 2 extra dice, you can do so.
No, I only got 2 successes.
All right. Do you want to try to rouse to add the 2 extra dice or leave it be?
That's with the rouse.
Oh, that's with the rouse. Okay. And you have no more willpower, right? To be able to...
I do have willpower, but I have high hunger, so I couldn't re-roll anything.
Gotcha.
So it's a fail. I failed.
That works. So it is 6 successes to 2 successes. So that's a massive sort of difference here. So what's going to happen here is that her ribs are sort of crushed and all that kind of stuff from getting hit by Liz, but she hears your footsteps as you're coming through like a little snaky snake. And as you get your fangs and are ready to tear into her, she turns around in a fit of like, adrenaline, self-defense and all that kind of stuff, and pulls out her daggers and begins to just riddle your body sort of like with it and everything. You're going to take 3 aggravated from this.
I'm in torpor.
Okay, so in this situation, you go ahead and try to help out sort of Liz. As she turns around, you feel the full fury of a elder as they're too fast, as your body is just like completely opened up now, and you have to use your hands just to keep your insides in, and you fall to the ground. clashing as the air is just like being sucked out of this plane because of everything as you creep closer and closer to this sort of opening of this sort of plane. And so after you, it's then going to go to I think Vera. Have you got it yet?
I mean, besides taking that damage that I did, I haven't gone again. So I don't know. Was it me or did Lincoln go already?
I'll have
Because
you
blue.
go.
Okay, you get okay.
Yeah, so Vera, I'll have you go really quick, and then afterwards we'll have Lincoln go.
Okay.
Because I think that guard attacked you, and then you lost.
Yeah.
So that's why. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to hide.
If you'd like to, yeah, that's totally fine. So, you're gonna use your stealth and
Cloak.
obfuscate to be able to just like
Okay,
try to
so-
disappear here.
Okay, so it's just gonna be my obfuscate. Okay.
The alternatively, what you could do is you see that Blue's body is like sliding out of the plane, as
Okay.
it's like now just like completely just ragdolling. If you want to grab them, you can go ahead and do a dexterity athletics to be able to like you need.
You keep asking me. I have no athletics. Okay, I am.
That is okay.
not
So if you'd
there.
like to, you can go ahead and you could not, and you can ask Princess to do it, and she's much more
Okay.
swole. Yeah.
Yeah, let's have Princess do it, and then yeah, I'm gonna tell her, Princess, grab the body, please, because I
Absolutely.
can't do it.
As you do it, no problem at all. Now it's still your turn, so because there's no threat to you right now, because you're not attacking Melissa, so she doesn't have to worry about you. You can immediately go in Cloak of Shadows. If you'd like to, you can do your 3 rouse checks to heal 1 point of aggravated, or leave it be and just be invisible for the scene.
I'm just gonna be invisible for the scene. Well, if it happens, obviously.
Okay. The other thing you
So-
can do is that the plane is starting to go haywire as it's starting to like really hardcore sort of tilt. So you can try to get to the cockpit and try to like stabilize that if you'd like to. Because if this plane
Now,
crashes,
what do I need
you're
for
all
that?
taking a
'Cause-
lot of aggravated.
Because if you're about to tell me athletics again, it's not happening.
Yeah, it's going to be dexterity or composure, and then drive is to fly the plane.
I don't even have drive. I have dexterity. I have composure, but I ain't got no drive, like at all. I'm just gonna chill.
Sure, that's totally fine. Yeah,
At least just try to make it level.
it's up to you. So,
I mean, if you want me to try, I will try. But
sure.
okay, let's
I
go.
think
I see you looking at the cockpit. I'm like, just don't push the stick down.
I
Do
think-
literally anything else.
All right, I'll do my dexterity. Fine.
Sure. So you can do dexterity drive. So at this time, you feel the plane, all of you, sort of like it shifts as it's like really hardcore, just not being manned at this time, and alarms are going off and everything. The face masks are coming down from the little sides, and you creep and get over to this sort of cockpit area. Blood is everywhere. There's a bullet, through the windshield and all that kind of stuff. You sit down in the cockpit. It's overwhelming to see everything sort of here. Go ahead and do your dexterity or composure, and then your drive. And if you got hunger, you can go ahead and or a space in your hunger sort of meter. You can go ahead and do a rouse check to add 2 extra dice to your dice pool. And for this, you need 2 successes.
2 successes for the hunger. I mean the. Oh no, 2 successes for this dexterity thing, right?
Yeah, correct.
All right, I'm just gonna roll it. All right.
Sure.
1 success.
1 success. Okay.
Failure.
So if you want to re-roll it, you can, or rouse it, you can. Otherwise, you can leave it be. Whatever you like to do.
Okay, let's rouse it. Okay.
Sure. You roll
Right, so-
your rouse check. Maybe your hunger will go up, but at least you get 2 extra dice. You need 1 more success in order to be able to level out this plane. Thankfully, as Liz has said, you don't need to press any buttons. You just need to move the sort of like, steering wheel, for lack of a better term, to be able to try to level it.
4 successes.
4
I was
successes?
worried. I was
Okay.
worried for a second right there. I
Yeah,
was
you're good.
It's about to tell me I failed in life. Okay.
So you're able to level the plane. So at least for right now, you no longer have a threat of crashing immediately. You're going to go ahead and be able to like pilot this. And as long as you stay here and no one does anything to you, you're probably going to be fine. Probably. And at this time, it's going to go and reset. And we'll go back to sort of Melissa. And then we'll go to Lincoln and everyone. So Melissa will go. And she looks to Liz and then tries to take her down as she like sneers super hardcore and then just tries to take her daggers and then just and so do what you will. You need 6 successes.
Since I've already established we're in full brawl mode, I still get to keep my giant dice pool.
That is correct. Yep. You still get to keep your potence.
Bring it on, bitch. I got really nervous. I said that, and the first 3 I looked at were ones, and I was like, oh,
okay,
no, we're okay.
Yeah.
We're okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, zeros are good. 4. No, I will spend a willpower. 1.
And how much willpower do you have left?
Don't worry about it.
Just gotta ask. I'm trying to be a good storyteller.
I have a concerning amount left.
Gotcha,
I did end up on 6 successes.
Okay, so you meet it, you beat it, as it's just slight, it's just barely.
God.
As you go ahead and she's getting quicker, she's getting faster. She recognizes that you are someone to worry about, as she maybe slices into your arm and everything like that, but you're the one who actually is able to best her, as you like do a quick like Hadoken to her sort of chin and all that kind of stuff, and it deals knocks out some teeth. Her jaw sort of shatters a little bit and everything, but she's still up and looking to sort of rumble at this point. Now the ugliest toreador you've ever seen, as it goes from her to Lincoln.
All right. So at this point, I see that the plane is more or less level. Is it like, does it look secure? Does Vera have it, or does she need help?
I would say needs help, because right now it is like leveled, but Vera doesn't know how to operate a plane. So if anything happens here, it's gonna get weird fast, and let alone doesn't know how to land a plane. So or know where they're going or anything like that. So it definitely is a precarious situation.
Okay, so I go over to the cockpit, and he looks at everything and goes, This looks like Flight Simulator, doesn't it? And he has technology 4.
Sure.
So he doesn't know how to drive, but he knows how to play video games.
Oh my god.
And goes, okay. And he looks at Vera and is like, Vera, we got this. We got this. And he's going to start pressing everything that he knows from just having played video games
Sure.
before he learned to DJ.
Go to do intelligence and technology.
All right. Intelligence and technology. Ooh, nice. Oh my god. Okay. That is 5 successes.
All right. With 5 successes, you understand how to put it on autopilot as you go ahead and like input the sort of commands, and you tell Vera to like let go of the sort of like wheel, for lack of a term, and does so. And sure enough, it is like stabilized and is like flying, as you recognize that Melissa is getting very, she's realizing this might not be a thing that she sort of wins here, as she's looking to do something very drastic, and she looks to the cockpit and is looking to kind of like mess with the sort of controls, and kind of goes like, fine, if I'm not gonna get caught, I'm not gonna go back to sort of like, I'm not gonna die the final death. If I'm gonna go out, then I'm gonna go out like, the way that I want to, as she's looking to take her knife and throw it sort of at the controls, the commands for this cockpit. And that is where we're gonna go ahead and take our break, as we can decide how you guys want to address this and who wants to take the proverbial bullet. As a naked baby just told me it's time to get it down. So, all right, I will see you guys in 15 minutes.
Bye.
All right.
And perfect. Okay, cool. And awesome, we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Oh my gosh, we ended up getting a donation. So we got $100 donation from Hello Jed. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. The $100 donation unlocks. I mean, it's for a good cause, so I'm happy for it. But it is also for help the homies. So that means that did anyone go to torpor? They did. They absolutely did. One person is in torpor right now, almost falling out of a plane. And so it's 100% help the homies. So that means that your enemy is going to have a -2 dice penalty to this scene. As your last hit ended up hitting them in a way that just kind of restricted their movement and made it more difficult for them. So they're forced to use only like one hand in their sort of assault against you guys. So in this, we're going to go back, and I think we're going to start with Lincoln. Is that right?
Lincoln just went when
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
you helped out Vera in stabilizing the sort of plane, and then that's right. Melissa was the one who sort of looked to the sort of console, realizing that she's not going to win this situation, and has decided to give herself the final death that she thinks is appropriate, rather than waiting for the Court of Phoenix to deliver it and all that. So sure enough, she takes this sort of dagger and she throws it hard and fast at the console. Does anyone want to take this hit? Now, granted, if you'd like to, you can try to do an athletics dexterity to try to catch it mid-air, but that's going to be an 8 success that you're going to need. Otherwise, you can do athletics dexterity to just take it for 3 successes.
I'm right there. I'm right in front of her.
If you'd like to, yeah. So whichever, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take the hit. What did we say I'm rolling for this?
Athletics dexterity, yeah.
Athletics, that's 3. Dexterity, that's 3.
So a dice pool of 6 is pretty good, you know.
Yeah,
good.
I was like, that's pretty solid.
You only need 3, you know. I'm sure you'll get it.
Is because I had fleetness up, I get +2 to dex checks.
I'll count it for you. Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're not trying to avoid getting hit. You're trying to get hit, essentially.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So that makes it a dice pool of 8. That's
strong.
I
strong.
I could probably take a knife to the
Worst case, I'm sure you
chest.
have willpower to be able to do stuff.
Yeah. That's gonna be great. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I only needed 3 though, right?
You only need 3. Yep.
Okay. I had a dice pool of 8, and I got 3.
It happens. So in this time,
jeez.
she throws this ornate sort of dagger with such intensity that it flies through. If it was able to hit the console, it was gonna definitely mess up everything that was happening here. But you see what's going on, and you go ahead and step in the way of it and take the full brunt of it as it like pierces through your body and falls short of the console and everything like that. You're gonna go ahead and take 2 aggravated sort of from this as you go ahead and let it hit you, but it stopped. It's destination. And then at this point, it'll move on as she like gives you a sort of a curse and all that kind of stuff, and then it will go to Liz. It's actually your turn.
I would like to remove this knife and turn it around and go to stab her with it.
Go for it. Yeah. So that'll be strength or dexterity, and then melee.
Strength. And then melee.
And you can add your potence because it's like technically. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Then in that case, I need to, instead of taking one out, another one. All right, bitch, come here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's only 4.
You 6 successes.
Remind me what we said happens if I spend my last willpower point?
You just are vulnerable. You're defenseless. So if you frenzy, if you do that, you automatically fail.
It's fine. I feel like this is fine. That one's a hunger dice, so I can't reroll that one, but I can do these. 5, 6.
6. Okay, so with 6 successes, you succeed here as just barely. As you go toe to toe with them, you're wounded and injured right now, but at the same time, you're rushing forward and you like crush the hand bones within sort of her hand as she like spits vitae sort of on your face and everything. cursing your name, and after you, it will then go to an enemy, which we'll just say is her again. But she'll get a penalty every time it's sort of like an action for her. So now she only has a dice pool of 5 instead of actual or 5 successes. So she's gonna go ahead and look to you, Liz, and then try to strike you down.
Cool.
And yeah, do what you want to.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, I'm fighting back on that one. No, that's another 100. I don't want that one. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. You guys are betraying me. 4, 5.
Okay, yeah, you get it. So in this time, she's getting weaker, she's getting slower, and all that kind of stuff. And her bones are so brittle once you get a hold of them. And sure enough, you do, as you begin to shatter like her forearm, sort of bone and everything. And a lot of her body is going limp as she's realizing she's probably not going to win here. After you, it'll then go to Blue. Blue, you were in torpor as you're being held by Princess, someone who's like a head shorter than you, and all that kind of stuff. You're weak and you're vulnerable, but you can still do stuff if you'd like to. So you can burn a point of willpower to be able to do something this scene as you fight through sort of torpor, and can take an action this scene if you'd like to.
Yeah, I'll burn a point of willpower, and I'll just try to aim my gun at her.
Sure. So it's weak, it's lazily, but you end up taking aim, and go ahead and do your dexterity or composure, and then because she has to defend her against herself, she's going to go ahead and take only 4 of a dice pool instead of 5.
Three successes.
Okay. Do you want to do anything like rouse check or anything like that?
I don't really have anything I can do. Well, I'll try a rouse check to get 2 more dice.
Sure. Yeah. Need 1 more success.
I fail that rouse check. That's fine.
Yeah,
We're all gonna go to
was that
Whataburger
4?
after this.
Yeah, right? There you
Yeah.
go.
But I add 2 more dice with 2 more successes.
Okay, good. So you succeed here. Describe the scene.
I think because like one hand is holding in my guts that are about to fall out, and with my other hand I just kind of like raise the gun and I'm like, I really don't like you, and then pull the trigger.
Amazing. So you do this as it goes straight through the back of their head and goes to the front and everything like that. You were using dragon breath rounds, so it like is burning away anything that's trying to regenerate and everything, as she just like her eyes go blank as her fangs retract and everything like that, and she like again cries tears of blood as she collapses to the ground and begins to turn to ash as the flames are accelerating and all that kind of stuff, and getting faster and faster, and she's too weak to try to regenerate at this time. And this vampire elder is like dead and gone as you guys are in this plane. The sheriff and the deputies are like injured, wounded, frazzled, and everything like that as the plane is rocketing and everything. It seems like the other bullets that impacted this hit some of the mechanics of this plane that are causing it to sort of like fritz out a little bit as you're looking inside the plane, and there's like a huge plume of sort of smoke and all that, and you recognize that something's gone horribly wrong, and the plane is kind of going down at this point. Who would like to try to steer this plane to the point where they can like land it in a crash landing situation?
I think Lincoln is gonna try to figure out what the alternative is if certain fail safes don't work.
Sure. So what I can say is that you can do an intelligence technology. If you get 4 successes or more, whoever tries the dexterity drive will go ahead and get a extra 2 dice bonus to the dice pool. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would like to do that. So
Sure.
let me go ahead and do intelligence and technology.
You're like, oh god, oh god, oh god, as
Oh god, oh god.
oh Kane, oh Kane.
Okay. Can I rouse the blood in
Absolutely,
this case?
yeah.
All right. I just want to maximize effort here. Oh, okay.
It's not a great sound.
Always love hearing that.
That is think that is 3 successes. One of them is a 10.
Okay, so you need one
yeah.
more success. So if you have willpower, you can go ahead and try to do a willpower reroll. You can
I will
only
do a-
target normal dice, not or hunger dice, though.
Oh, okay. All right. So luckily, the hunger dice is the does not need to be rerolled. Okay. So I will reroll everything else.
Sure.
Okay. And their total is still 3.
3. Okay, so you fail this time, but that makes sense. The dice tell a story. As you are here, you've succeeded in this, but it feels so cheap because you're going down. You know, like you are vampires, but can you survive a plane crash? You know, from so high up in the air and everything like that. You're not even sure where you're at, as there's just nothing but desert sort of around you and everything. This night grows so late, as it's probably like 3 a.m. at this point. And at this point, you don't know what to do, as you truly don't. You know. So question, who would like to hold the fate of the group in their hands and do this dexterity and drive check, as you've got to pilot the plane?
I'm in torpor.
I'm hiding.
So.
True, you are. Yeah.
Don't even expect anything from me. Nope.
Diana said I needed to fly the plane. I just get up and I sit down.
Uncanny grip through the plane to get through the cockpit. Yeah. So, sure enough, you veer a side step so you can go ahead and take your place in here. You're watching the ground. That's like, you know, quite a distance away, but quickly approaching you as everything's getting bigger and bigger at this point. There's nothing but darkness around here, as it's like, you know, wilderness. There's no signs of civilization anywhere sort of around here. Go ahead and make this dexterity and drive check. You need 4 successes to succeed here.
Okay.
4 successes will get you a safer crash landing. If you fail this, that means that you're gonna crash and take the full brunt of this.
Okay. Dexterity, drive. I don't get any bonus from Lincoln.
Correct.
I haven't had to really do this before, but I will not have the opportunity to re-roll. So I can do a rouse check and I get 2 more.
That's
Is that
correct. Yep.
okay? I'm
So do
gonna
the rouse
do
check.
that. All right, rouse.
This is like your final action before this happens. Yeah, this is
Okay. So I want the high numbers. That's good
correct.
for
Yes.
a rouse check. Okay.
Yeah,
good.
6 and
Okay,
above
so
will keep your hunger the same. 5
Okay.
and below will
Cool.
yeah.
I got a 7, so I don't get any hungrier. But I do get 2 more things. Okay. I am, just so everybody knows, I'm working with a dice pool of 8. Okay. How many successes? You don't actually
Need
don't remind me.
4.
Don't remind me. Okay. Here we go. This is fine. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna do great. You're gonna do great. Okay. All right. Initial looks are good. Let's see. Success. 2, 3, 4. I have 4.
Okay, good. So in this time, you're gonna crash. That's inevitable. But you at least try to level out the plane enough to be able to save you guys from dying completely here. You like take it for evidence. You're gonna like
Take a nice little picture there. Just
And sure enough, so you guys are going down. It's only seconds before you go down. What is it that you guys do as you look to one another? Is there anything you say or do in this time? Or actions, if you'd like to.
Lincoln goes over to Blue, not necessarily knowing what to do, and just kind of holds him tight.
Sure,
Oh.
absolutely.
I find Princess.
Yeah, you find Princess. What, you just hold her and everything?
We're just holding each other and hoping that everything turns out okay. And then I'm gonna need a drink right after this.
Amazing. And yeah, and then you see like the soldiers are all kind of grabbing onto whatever they can. One guy's like, you know, Derek, I've always loved you, and he goes like, I'm sorry, Gary, but I don't feel the same way. He's like, oh.
I forgot other people were here. At this point, I'm like, they're all dead or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of forgot about that.
As they're all holding on to things, and then
Lincoln just hits. He's like, "You could have lied. You could have lied."
I actually really like this suggestion from chat. I think when we're about to crash, I reach up and I turn on the seatbelt sign.
Yeah, they're like, Amazing. So, sure enough, they take their spots. They get in here and all that kind of stuff, and they wait for the inevitable. As these seconds feel like painstakingly long, and then suddenly there is a rush of air, and you feel the front of the plane begin to crumple and crash. It's not supposed to do that. It is like metal. It's supposed to be firm and everything, but it crumples like, you know, a toy essentially, and everything goes black. Because of your success, you're all going to take 2 aggravated instead of 4 aggravated, which you would have. Blue, it's nothing to you because you're already torport. So, yeah.
So that is fine. This is me learning that mechanic. It's not like it gets worse for him. This is not.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
If I was a malevolent DM, I would say he's dead, but he's gonna be alive. You know, his head is fine, so the rest of his body will regrow. So, in this time, you guys have crashed. Is anyone still up from this?
I have a health pool of 6, and I only have 4 aggravated right now.
So you're conscious, and
I have 2 aggravated and 2 superficial.
Okay, so you're good. Yeah, Vera.
I have 3 aggravated, so I don't think that's gonna be good for me.
All right, cool. So in this time, what happens is that you guys have crashed in the middle of nowhere. It's a blaze of inferno and all that kind of from one of the side of the sort of plains and everything like that. Those who are in torpor are like kind of there. You watch as the sheriff and the deputies, whoever is still alive, pull the pieces of your bodies that can be salvaged and kind of find the deepest, darkest corner of this place, as you know that rescue is not going to come tonight as daylight, you know, approaches, as they like dig holes in the ground and kind of put everyone in there and wait for like quite a long time as you guys rest up. Your, you know, willpower returns. You're so hungry at this time. And sure enough, within the sort of next night, as you're thinking like, this is it, I'm probably gonna die, like this might not be enough and all that, you feel the sounds of like a rumbling of support as the Camarilla comes and tries to collect you sort of from this and kind of escort you like out of this area, be able to give you blood bags and all that sort of stuff. It was really like the military that found you first, but they're paid off by the kindred and Camarilla and everything to be able to get you guys sort of back. And you are able to rest and sort of recover. It takes a while because you guys have had so much aggravated damage that like literally Blue has to regain like 70% of his body in order to function again. And same with Vera, has like been like crushed and crumpled and all that kind of stuff, but you have to, you know, finally come back. And as you guys are recovering and like within the sort of the court of the Camarilla and everything, there were deputies that were lost, no name deputies, unfortunately. And the guy that said it was his last sort of mission is unfortunately it was his last mission. And at this time, the prince does visit you, you know, like weeks later after you've had a lot of blood and are able to sort of like rejuvenate yourselves, and goes like, you know, I've heard everything that happened. I can't believe it got so out of control. I want to say thank you for everything that you've sort of done for this territory and righting this sort of wrong and bringing justice to like that Melissa sort of heart and everything like that. And for what you've done, I feel like this territory owes you a reward, so I'm willing to give you a sort of boon for this. Name any desire you wish, and I'll make it come true. As you get to write your sort of epilogue here. So what do you think your character would want or ask from the prince? And once again, the prince is the leader of the territory, so she can make a lot of things happen here. Whether you want a child, or you want to have your domain, or status, a position of power, whatever the case might be, it's open-ended for you. So one by one, I'm going to ask what you guys feel like your character would ask for. So we're going to start off with Blue.
I think Blue would want to be the head of Camarilla PR. I think.
So like a harpy, sort of?
Yeah, and
Sure.
He would want to deal with the masquerade breaches and create up cover stories and plausible deniability and basically run the public relations for the territory.
Amazing. Okay, good. You're granted that. It was this woman named Serena, but she's been fired for reasons unknown, and you've been put into power. You may have 3 dots of enemy on your sheet now from Serena, but that's another story. So amazing. And then Lincoln.
So Lincoln goes to life back at, as as normal as one can have as a kindred, continuing to do little DJ sets, going out there, going out to the clubs. He's been talking to Blue. They're still working on negotiating those deals. Lincoln is playing hard to get on purpose because he wants reasons to continue seeing Blue, but he can't be easy about it. But he also knows that Blue is now the Harpy and needs help covering masquerade breaches. And oh look, I have technology 4, so it's like, yeah, I can help cover that. That is not a problem at all.
Amazing. Office romance. Incredible.
Office romance.
Yeah.
Office romance.
Amazing. And then Liz.
I think Liz is kind of like soured on some of the politics of things, but trusts Blue. And so I think kind of the counterbalance to maybe Lincoln helping with the tech side of masquerade breaches, I think maybe she kind of like begrudgingly presents it like she's doing him a favor, but offers to be the muscle side of dealing with some of those breaches.
Sure.
To kind of keep hanging out with these people, because she's like, this whole thing sucks, and I at least know that you guys, we've got each other's back, so it's like, I'll hang around with this for a little bit.
Oh, Lincoln also just arranges that Liz Channel suddenly has a group of followers from Dubai.
Incredible.
Yeah. You all will gain like 2 points in status as everyone knows your name. Everyone knows who you are. The story is legendary that like of all this sort of occurring. So yeah, you would have a lot of followers from all this. And
Perfect.
Then Vera.
Well, is it too late to ask for some strength? Because your girl needs it. Okay.
Like, I want a gym membership.
Yeah, like give me a gym membership out here, please. No, I definitely like to work in the court, since I'm a detective.
Sure, absolutely.
So I'll do that, and then probably, get married to a
princess. Yeah.
Princess. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. So you end up working in the intelligence division of like the Nosferatu, sort of like Primogen and everything, very close sort of to your leader, and are able to help out in immense ways. You have an office job. You no longer have to hit the streets or get into fights person to person. You can do everything behind the scenes, thankfully, and that's amazing. So yeah, you and Princess have a wonderful life together. If it's true love, it'll come back, and it does so, and all that. So it's pretty good. And you all ride off, not into the sunset, but into or yes, sunset, yeah. As you walk this pack of the night, a lot better than when you first started. It took a lot in the singular night, but it ended up working out into your benefit. So good job, guys. You succeeded in this.
Yay!
You survived. If it wasn't for that darn help the homies, you guys, half your party would have died. But sure enough, you all succeeded. So that's great. And yeah, so thank you guys again so much for watching our like Vampire the Masquerade finale of the last gig. We went ahead and raised $105 for Doctors Without Borders. Thank you again so much for everything. What we're going to do is we're going to go around the room and have everyone tell us who you are and what you have coming up next and everything, and where you can be found. So we're going to go in opposite order, and we're going to go to the Lozelda.
Yes, I am Jen. I am the Lozelda. Right now my big things are I do stream. So that is happening. I also make dice. I am Long Dog Dice. I am working on dice concepts right now for D'Angelo's next writing project. So I will hopefully be making dice for that Kickstarter. So we're working on that right now. We posted a little teaser the other day of some of the initial concepts of that. So that's super fun and exciting. And that's what I got going on. Lots of dice. Oh, and also, I don't know if it's going to show up well on camera. This is my first, you can see a little bit. I'm working on some VTM dice. So
cool.
I did actually start making masters for those. So I will be able to start offering those sometime soon.
There
goes
my money.
What happens. Yeah.
Amazing. And then going over to Ryan Omega.
Hello. So you could find me on socials If you do X, then I'm on Ryan OMGA. Otherwise, on Instagram and other places, it's Ryan Omega. Sometimes you will see me in Twitch called Geek Public, which is the name of my YouTube channel, where it's kind of like Geek NPR. I am going to be recording more things for that. Otherwise, my next appearance, like in person, is probably going to be WonderCon, since I've been asked to do a couple of panels. We'll see which ones pop up, but I think one of them is approved. And if you see me there, please say hi.
Perfect. And then going over to Chance 47.
Yeah, hi, I'm Benji. You can find me online on all the socials at Chance47. Coming up, I've got some streams I'll be doing with Lost Caravan RPG, and I'm also have a cult show that's now premiering weekly for the next like 9 weeks. It was a long form campaign, and you can catch that on YouTube. And wherever there's World of Darkness, I'll probably be there. So.
Amazing. I appreciate you. The fact that you keep coming back to my ridiculous sessions means it's a good sign. Yeah. So amazing. And then Nightshade Grim.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jill. You can find me on my socials, Nightshade Grim. I stream a lot of FPS, so you'll see me playing a lot of Valorant or Apex. This was my first time doing a TTRPG, and it was scary, but it was fun.
One of us.
One of us.
Yeah, right. And I look forward to trying out some more. I'll get better eventually.
Now that it's kind of like signing a deal with the devil. Now that you're my friend, it's inevitable that you're gonna be roped into more games.
Perfect.
No one escapes, so it's amazing. And my name is D'Angelo Murillo. This has been my channel. I'm a content creator and game designer and writer and everything like that. This was mandatory fun time, so every Saturday, for the most part, 3 Saturdays a month, there will be a TTRPG session of that was to try different systems and like a mini campaign. The next one will be not next weekend, but the weekend after that with Emerald Templars, a game of my own creation, dark fantasy TTRPG, and it should be a lot of fun with a lot of great creatives. So right now we're gonna go ahead and raid Transplanar RPG. But until then, I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for your support, and hope you all have a great night. See you later.
Bye.
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 Amazing. Perfect.
Oh,
There you are.
Yay, we didn't
You
die.
you live.
barely.
Amazing. Did you guys have fun?
I did.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Good. I'm so glad. Oh my gosh. That's so great. Okay.
Yeah, this was awesome. Thank you for putting this on and for